Hey, howdy everyone, and welcome back to the Saturn Slam review. Recorded on a totally different day for a totally different show.
Yeah.
I promise. That's why the lighting and clothes are the same. Um, yeah, here we are. Money in the Bank.
Woo! It's
The
gonna be a fucking train wreck.
the second co-branded pay-per-view since they started doing co-branded pay-per-views again, and Backlash was hot garbage, and the card here does not look much better. There are in fact a few repeats from Backlash, because who didn't want to see Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass a second time?
If you don't succeed, try again. To fail more.
I never want to say I hope someone's injured, but when I heard that Big Cass may have hurt his knee again, my fingers were a little bit crossed that was true.
Yeah.
Just because I did not want to see this match again. We're going to dive right into the card here, and we'll start with Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass. Big Cass.
No, wait, no pre-show, right?
Oh, wait, yes. Actually, there is a pre-show match. There might actually be two. I don't know if they've moved a second match to the pre-show yet. Sometimes they do that day of the event. But
Will
the
pre-show
Bludgeon
be better than
Brothers.
the main card.
It'll be shorter.
Less pain.
Yeah, 7 o'clock start time for the pay-per-view. I don't know if it's a 2-hour pre-show. I think it's just the 1 hour. So 6 o'clock for the pre-show. If you're into watching the pre-show. The 4-hour time slot, I don't know if they're going to use all 4 hours, but they have 4 hours to play with. There's 10 matches on the card, 1 on the pre-show, so 9. So they shouldn't have to, but
Don't you know? They'll make it happen.
yeah, the Bludgeon Brothers versus Gallows and Anderson. Carl Anderson has new abs and a new outlook on life. And this match could be good. Depends if they let them go out there and work a match of decent length and quality. I don't think the Bludgeon Brothers are losing quite yet. So I'm going to pick the Bludgeon Brothers to retain their SmackDown Tag Team Championships
Sure. Let them ride.
over the Good Brothers. All right, now we move on to the main card. Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass.
Oh, what a memorable story about a big guy versus a slightly smaller than average guy.
Yeah, big guy doesn't like small guy because small guy is small. And
And you
Big-
can't teach that.
no, you can't teach that. What you can teach is how to wrestle. And even though Big Cass was in developmental for 3 years, he really can't do this wrestling thing very well.
He copied off of Enzo's homework.
Let's. That's not the guy you want to copy off of. Let's review Big Cass's illustrious singles career. He had a -3-star match against The Big Show. He had a 0-star match against Enzo Amore. He had a 0-star match against Enzo Amore, which he blew out his knee. And he had a 1-star match against Daniel Bryan.
Oh, Big Cass.
Do you know how hard that is to have a 1-star match with Daniel Bryan?
He's got to try. He tried really hard.
I haven't wrestled since 2013, and I'll admit I wasn't the greatest or anything. I don't think I'd ever sniff fucking NXT, but even I could have more than 1-star match with Daniel Bryan.
You just have to. You go with it. You gotta go with it, Big Cass.
Big Cass did. What did he do? He hit a big boot. He hit a body slam. He pointed in the air a lot.
Yeah.
That was the whole match. And then he tapped out to the S-lock. Or the heel hook. I don't remember which one.
Which Daniel had to like fucking.
He had to
wrangle
like
into.
fucking move the like He did not understand how this fucking move worked. Like, he didn't fight it. Like, he had to move his arm away to be like, no, not yet. I need to work to get this hold in. Oh my god, it was so fucking bad. Daniel Bryan's winning this match, by the way. I want to make that perfectly clear.
There's no way Daniel Bryan should ever lose to Big Cass.
If he doesn't lose to Big Cass, supposedly still has some heat on him for beating up a midget when he wasn't supposed to beat up a midget that much.
Yes, I saw that story.
So, if he wins here, I don't know. Like, the only explanation I could think of for him winning here is that Daniel Bryan hasn't and refuses to sign an extension with WWE, so they want to try to give someone the rub from beating him. But I don't think that's the scenario. I'm sure they're just crossing the fine details, working out the fine details on a contract extension.
Speaking of an aside on contractual BS, who's Pepsi Man from Chicago?
CM Punk. Yeah.
Pepsi Man did not do great. He was talking some sort of bluster about talking with WWE, but I don't think that's working right.
Well, considering he just got out of a lawsuit with one of WWE's chief medical staff, I don't foresee a return. He has claimed in interview after interview, as recently as last week, that he has no interest in returning to professional wrestling. Part of me thinks he'll show up at the All In show in Chicago, but it's already sold out, so they don't have to announce him to sell any tickets. So I think he shows up. I don't know that he wrestles. He probably just comes out and says hello. But yeah, he's certainly not getting another fight in UFC. That's for damn sure. If he couldn't beat Mike Jackson, then he's not going to beat anyone. And he looked bad. Like, I don't want to say that. No, I do want to say, I think I could have beaten CM Punk that night. He looked really bad.
What a shame, you know.
He's not an athletic person. I never watched his matches and was like, that's a damn good athlete there.
Right.
He could work. Don't get me wrong. He was a good wrestler, but I never marveled at his athletic prowess. So I from the start thought this was a doomed proposition.
Yeah.
If he still wants to fight, he can probably do it in Bellator. They like putting on freak show fights. See Kimbo Slice versus Dada 5000. But yeah, he should be done in the UFC. Never say never with him coming back to WWE, but I would not count on it.
Yeah. Next.
He's also like 42.
Oh yeah.
So
Dang.
he probably doesn't want. He doesn't need to. He can make money, doing a number of things. But yeah.
Next.
I want to make sure I have that. Yeah, next is Seth Rollins versus Elias for the Intercontinental Champion.
Battle of the longest hairs.
Yeah, Seth Rollins versus slightly swollen Seth Rollins in the mirror match. This match will probably be better than people give it credit for. Yes, Elias is not great in the ring, but he might be able. I haven't seen him against like anyone super good, so I don't know if he can be carried yet. But he probably, if anyone can carry him to a good match, it'll be Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins had a like really good match against The Miz at Backlash, which is not the easiest feat to accomplish in the world.
It's a rare
to get me to care. Like, you can have good matches with The Miz. He can be carried. But, like, to get me to care about a match that has The Miz in it, that's something that's out of the ordinary. And he managed to do that. If Seth... So, Seth probably wins. If he doesn't, that means they've come to their senses and he's going to be the one challenging Brock at SummerSlam. Which if that's the case, if they're smart, they'll put the belt on him.
I laugh at your words.
Yeah, I have no
Every
faith.
single word you just said was wrong.
Pretty much. If I if my crystal ball is a little blurry, but it does not show Seth Rollins as a long reigning and successful Universal Champion, because I want to say because WWE hates money, but they just got $2 billion worth of TV contracts putting out the shit they're putting out. So clearly they don't have to have a quality product to make money.
No.
Yeah, but I suspect that Seth Rollins is retaining here, because I suspect that Roman Reigns will be once again challenging Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam for the fourth time, actually, because WrestleMania 31, that SummerSlam last year, Fatal 4-Way, WrestleMania 34, and the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Why not? Just do it again.
Do it again, because he's certainly going to get cheered in New York.
Oh my god.
That's a market that loves them some Roman Reigns.
Oh. All right, I fucking just figured it out. I think I cracked the code here. It has nothing to do with Roman Reigns at all. It's just all on fucking Brock. Now, Brock is a man who works about 15 minutes a year.
That's correct, yes.
The work time. He is not a man who wants to do a lot of wrestling. So to ask him to work new matches with different wrestlers is a big ask for him. So they just said, what if you just kept wrestling Roman and you don't have to tread any new ground and you could stay on the company? He's like, okay.
Let's see. Brock Lesnar has wrestled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches this year.
One hand. I can count them on one hand. How many of them were against Roman?
2. So at Royal Rumble, he wrestled Braun Strowman and Kane in a triple threat. At the WWE Live event in Chicago, he defeated Kane. At the house show in Madison Square Garden, he beat Braun Strowman and Kane. He beat Roman at WrestleMania and beat him at the Greatest Royal Rumble. So
he's wrestled 5 matches against 3 people.
Yes.
This is not a man who is going to wrestle Seth Rollins.
He's wrestled Seth Rollins before. Twice, actually. Both times.
A year ago.
Yes, you're right. That was in fact 3 years ago.
How is he ever gonna bring that back?
I don't know. I think the first, so his most recent new opponent was Samoa Joe at Great Balls. Well, actually, it was Braun Strowman, because he wrestled Braun Strowman for the first time at SummerSlam last year. But before that was Samoa Joe. And after that, like, you have to go back to like 2016 before he wrestled a new person that he hadn't previously worked.
Yeah. Oh boy. It's just baffling. The booking universe.
Yeah. I think his new deal is like he gets paid per appearance, and to my knowledge, he has yet to re-enter the USADA testing pool. So a UFC return is not on the horizon currently. So I don't know what the plan to do. I don't know what you want to fucking do with him. They already broke CM Punk's modern day title record or whatever the fuck. So they're even out of petty reasons to keep the belt on him. So
right.
I think it's time for some new blood. Get the title back on Raw. I can't remember the last time I saw the Universal title on the brand it's supposed to be defended on.
Nope.
Yeah, we won't see him again until August, and then probably not till January after that if he wins.
Speaking of disappointments, Bobby Lashley versus Sami Zayn.
Bobby Lashley versus Sami Zayn.
What's the story on this?
So, Bobby Lashley has sisters that he likes, and Sami Zayn doesn't believe Bobby Lashley that he has sisters that I don't know.
God damn it, Sammy. Wait, so is Sami Zayn, like, is he in or out with Kevin right now?
I don't know.
Oh, they fucked that up? That's the easiest thing. They're either working together or they hate each other. So,
I don't think they hate each other. But they also haven't worked together actually they were in a main event tag on Raw not that long ago. So I think they're not a tag team right now. They're a loose association of singles wrestlers. So this match could be good. This match has, like, if this match were on a takeover, I would be like, okay, this is going to be a good match. But since it's on Money in the Bank, a card with 9 matches on it, and one of these matches is going to have to go pretty short because you have 2 ladder matches on it. I think this will be like 5 minutes. Bobby Lashley wins with whatever his finish is these days, and Sami Zayn loses again.
Yep. This is what you wanted, Sammy?
No.
It's what we all wanted. It's what we all worked so hard for. Sami Zayn on the big roster.
Brings us to Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal. Roman usually has good matches, but it's Jinder Mahal, and AJ Styles barely got watchable matches out of him. And as good as Roman may be, he ain't fucking AJ Styles.
Yeah. His hair isn't even straightened out. He doesn't have the right product.
No. Well, Roman goes over, obviously.
Yeah.
Because he's Roman.
But Jinder is a secret Canadian, and they're in Chicago.
I don't think he's a secret Canadian. I think pretty much anyone who wants to know will know that he's Canadian.
Everybody wants to know he's Canadian.
The only
Are
thing...
the Singh brothers, did he lose the Singh brothers, or is that still his finish?
I think he has a Singh brother. I think the other one, tore his ACL. So he's down to a single Singh brother.
This is the fucking most pathetic card I've ever had the pleasure of describing.
Yeah, this is not
pitiful at every turn.
Fantastic show, and it somehow gets worse with each progressive match. The only thing I can say about this is that there's a chance it's short.
I'm drinking like a fucking natty ice on Sunday. I have to get trashy drunk to watch this.
Yeah, I mean, this will be like the one time that natty ice seems classier in comparison to something. Yeah, I'm actually rooting for Roman Reigns, essentially squash match here on pay-per-view. I want him to no-sell the Singh brothers interference, hit a single spear, and win.
You can do it. That's all you need.
Carmella versus Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, a sensible man might look at this match and be like, well, obviously Asuka's going to win the belt here.
Right. 1000%.
However, I know better at this point in time than to expect something that makes that much sense. I don't know how they're going to fuck Asuka over here, but they're going to fuck Asuka over here. Yeah, I just... it's not going to be a clean finish. They're going to do... Well, maybe it'll be a clean... I don't fucking know. She beat Charlotte pretty fucking clean.
Yeah.
With a chop block to the knee. That was the finish of the Backlash match.
I remember that.
Charlotte missed the moonsault. Carmella hit her knee and pinned her clean in the middle of the ring. 1 month after Charlotte defeated Asuka's 2-year undefeated streak.
We're in the fucking the 9th ring of hell right now. Like,
This is truly the darkest timeline. And the only reason it worked out this way is because, like, we gotta have shit. Carmella still has this briefcase that she hasn't cashed in yet. We got like 2 months. Have her cash in on Charlotte. But we just fed Charlotte the streak. I don't care. Have her cash in on Charlotte.
Just the stupidity just compounds on top of itself.
Yeah. So why not have fucking Charlotte beat Asuka at this point? Does it really even fucking matter?
No, nothing. We're post quality in wrestling now. It's the new era.
She's gonna get some fluky slip on a banana peel win. She's gonna keep her title until I don't know what's gonna happen with this. She'll lose it eventually, but I don't think they're gonna have. Someone's gonna beat her
with the run-in.
Oh my god! You know what? I wouldn't even give a shit at this point if they gave the title back to Naomi.
It's just this. It's like a fucking race to the bottom.
At this fucking point, honestly, I would not be shocked if Lana beats Carmella at SummerSlam for the SmackDown Women's Championship. That would seem about right.
Oh, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
We're not the ones taking crazy pills. Clearly.
No.
I ain't booking this shit.
Speaking of crazy pills.
Oh, this match. Who thought that this match... Why are you doing this match now? Like, Ronda Rousey's first single match is going to be against Nia Jax for the title. This match can't go longer than 90 seconds. Like, it just can't. There's no way that can happen without something terrible going wrong.
Just catastrophe. Nia Jax
Disaster
rips Ronda's ACL in half in a botched fireman's carry.
I've also heard rumors that this will main event the show. Yeah, that's about what I think about that as well.
No, not the Money in the Bank matches, not the name of the show. But
no, not AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. No. Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax. Again, in a match, I want to stress, should not go longer than 90 seconds. It's going to main event the show. And this is like any intrigue that this match may have had. First off, the build to this match has been fucking terrible. Not 1 month after Nia Jax won at Backlash and cut that ridiculous anti-bullying promo that made me want to go out and bully a kid. She essentially turns heel again and bullies people for like weeks now. And the whole thing is like, oh, can Ronda Rousey get the armbar on Nia Jax? Well, Asuka beat Nia Jax with an armbar like 2 months ago or 3 months ago, so probably. And then on the Go Home Raw, she got the armbar on Nia Jax, so fuck, like...
Why are you
There's
asking?
your build thrown out there, and they're still in their marketing. They're like, oh, can she tap her out with the armbar? Well, she just fucking did it on Raw, so probably.
I want them to show that in the promo package.
Probably. And then Michael Cole will be like, can she get the armbar on?
As it's showing the clip for getting the armbar.
Yeah, they're gonna play the soundbite as she's putting on that armbar. Oh my god. So yeah, we don't know how good Ronda Rousey is. She's been in one match that she had like 8 months to rehearse. She looked fine in that match. But now she's in there with Nia Jax. This is like the blind leading the goddamn blind here.
Yep. Holy shit.
I'm looking forward to this match because, you know, sometimes you want to watch a good train wreck.
This will be that.
So, as far as who wins, I don't know. I personally think it'd be stupid to beat Ronda in her first singles match on pay-per-view. But that seems like the just kind of stupid thing that WWE would do.
Yep. Oh, I want that moment. Nia Jax just does a fucking frog splash on Ronda. And that's the finisher.
Yeah, maybe Stephanie McMahon gets involved and screws Ronda Rousey. Maybe they do a DQ. Maybe Natalya turns on Ronda. Maybe Ronda wins the belt and then someone cashes in on her like right away. There's a lot of shit you could do. It all sounds pretty bad if you ask me. It seems almost as if it was a bad idea to do this match right now. But here we are. 2 days out.
Brink of disaster.
At the brink of disaster. But you know what? They've broken me. I just don't care anymore. I haven't cared about the women's division in WWE for a long time. After all this time, they spent pushing the women further and further up the card and further into prominence. They got Ronda Rousey now. She's going to main event WrestleMania next year with Charlotte Flair. Yada, 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 yada. I just don't give a shit. They're building to this giant women's main event. The first time the women are going to main event WrestleMania, probably. And who are your champions? Nia Jax. Green as goose shit. Hurts people. Can't work.
Nia Jax hurts people.
And Carmella can't work. Doesn't hurt people. It's just generally annoying. Can't moonwalk.
Just sort of step backwards.
This is like... This is not the face you want to put on women's wrestling.
What the fuck happened to Bailey and Becky Lynch?
That's a good question. What the fuck happened to Bailey? Here you had a can't miss prospect, the female John Cena, and you just had her too afraid to hit Alexa Bliss with a kendo stick. Had her lose to one DDT out of nowhere, and just kept beating her. And now no one cares.
God damn. Damn, WWE.
Like, honestly, this whole thing has been fucking snake bit from the very start. Like, as soon as they did the whole Women's Revolution bullshit around, like, SummerSlam in 2015, and they had the fucking teams... Do you remember the fucking teams? Do you remember the Team Bella with the Bellas and Alicia Fox versus Team Bad with Tamina, Naomi, and Sasha Banks versus
Tamina.
the Submission Sorority / PCB because they realized that Submission Sorority was the name of a porno, so they had to change the name with Charlotte, Paige, and Becky, and they did that shit for a few months, and then they had Nikki Bella still champion until like fucking WrestleMania.
And then they just copped it out for women's insert event here. I'm waiting for the fucking women's Punjabi prison match. They need it. They need
have
the fucking Indian
Tamina
lady
challenge.
wrestler.
Yeah, have Tamina challenge someone in a Punjabi prison match. Just ignore the fact she's Tongan. She's brown. It'll count.
Again, things I could actually see happening.
I would not be shocked if at like some B pay-per-view, like Over the Limit, if Over the Limit's even a show this year. I don't know. We have Lana versus Tamina in the first ever women's Punjabi prison match for the SmackDown Women's title. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura in the last man standing match for the WWE Championship. You might ask, Kurt, why are they doing a last man standings match when the finish to the previous match was a double countout? Well, viewer, I don't know. It seems like that would be a bad idea, and you should do something where there's no countouts, like, I don't fucking know, Hell in a Cell, Falls Count Anywhere, hardcore match. I don't know. It's Money in the Bank, perhaps a ladder match of some sort. All of these things would make more sense.
A Falls Count Anywhere ladder match with Shinsuke Nakamura.
Well, you don't do Falls Count Anywhere in a ladder match. That's dumb.
Okay.
They did one ladder match / TLC match with like pinfalls. Actually, they did two because they did that weird 5-on-3 handicap match with the Shield. Well, then Roman Reigns had the mumps, so they had to put Kurt Angle in there, and it was just a weird mess.
Clusterfuck.
And then, oddly enough, the Shield were involved in the only other TLC match that had pinfalls in it at TLC 2013, I think. And that was less terrible, but still really fucking weird. This match should be good. I would say this match will be good, but they've found a way to fuck it up every single time. So, unless this is finally... I hope we finally get the clean finish. I think Shinsuke Nakamura probably should win the WWE Championship here. I think he has more challengers than AJ does at this point in time. You can build to Daniel Bryan versus Shinsuke Nakamura for SummerSlam. I think that's a pretty big match. And then if Bryan wins, you can have Bryan and Samoa Joe feud for a while, and then mix in some of these other guys. You got more options there. I personally, if I was booking, A, this card would look a lot different, and B, I would have Shinsuke Nakamura go over here after a low blow, presumably.
Yeah. That sounds
This has to be the match. This has to be the match where one of them goes for the low blow, and then they no-sell it, and they do the cup reveal.
Yeah.
This should have happened like a month ago.
But now, better late than never, I guess. Although, you know what? I have to make this thing here because I need to just acknowledge it. By this time next week when we're doing the review, we're going to be in disbelief at one of these matches where just they had a 100% chance thing of they needed to do this, and then they don't do it, and then we're like, well, what do they do now? Because we've had too many of those.
Yes, I remember WrestleMania.
We just look at it and we're like...
It really speaks to how nonsensically WrestleMania was booked. Where on our Super Scorecard Challenge, our friend Jake, who really doesn't watch wrestling, beat Peter and almost beat me. Because he just picked people he recognized. And that worked.
Well, there you go. WWE. People you recognize.
So hopefully that'll be good. On to the one can't miss match in this thing, and that's the men's Money in the Bank. We got Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, The Miz, Rusev, Bobby Roode, Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and a member of the New Day yet to be announced.
Isn't New Day going through something right now? Or maybe
fucking an obsession with pancakes.
Okay, I thought they were doing something else. That's fine with me if they're just still on that goddamn pancake trip.
They need to turn heel, or they need to break up, or something. This has run its course. This New Day in its current iteration.
The New Day
they can turn back heel and stay together. That's fine. They can go their separate ways. That's also fine. I don't know who the fuck from the New Day is going to be in this match. If I had to guess, probably Big E. Although they might want to put Kofi in there just to do ladder shit.
I think it will be Kofi because they already have enough big guys to catch.
That's true. Fuck. I don't. Who wins? I don't know. My suspicion would be either Braun Strowman if it's a Raw guy, or The Miz if it's a SmackDown guy. I'd like to see either Joe or Rusev win. I don't think that's happening. It's really hard to predict because I think they're going to go. I think either it's going to be one from each brand. Either a Raw guy is going to win, and then a SmackDown woman's going to win, or a SmackDown woman's going to win, and or whatever. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's going to be one from each.
I secretly think Kevin Owens is gonna get this, just because I'm like, who do I think is gonna like have to?
He's a good Money in the Bank like choice. Like his character, he's a guy who would be a good Money in the Bank guy. But I don't know. I think if you want to get the title off of Brock, believably, having someone like Braun Strowman with the Money in the Bank contract may be your best shot at doing that. I mean, it doesn't really fucking matter, to be perfectly honest with you. But if I had to just take a shot in the dark and pick one of these guys, I think I'll go with Braun Strowman.
Yep, and I'll shoot for Kevin Owens, just because I get that hunch.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if WWE does something that makes sense, I'm not going to be upset about it. I'm just trying to think like they do. So I guess in that case, I should put the briefcase on Bobby Roode because he hasn't won anything. That's a guy who has to turn heel, like yesterday. It's Bobby Roode. Why he ever came up as a babyface? Yeah.
Why?
I don't fucking know. They got 3 hours of television every Monday, and I still have no idea what the fuck's going on.
They just fucking cut off the head of like Ellsworth and let him run around on a mat that says what the fucking booking's gonna be.
James Ellsworth with the surprise run-in to become Mr. Money in the Bank this year, after becoming Mrs. Money in the Bank last year. James Ellsworth becomes the only man to win both the men and women's Money in the Bank ladder matches.
That would be fucking hilarious.
Speaking of women's Money in the Bank ladder matches, Ember Moon, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, Natalya, Naomi, Sasha Banks, and Lana!
Lana. Because Lana.
Lana needs to get the fuck out of that match before someone dies real quick. She needs to be taken out very early on, have like a tease at the end where it looks like she's going to win, and then someone dashes her hopes and wins instead. It's going to be a SmackDown girl. If I were calling the shots, I'd put it on Becky, because I feel like she's about due for another run, and she and Carmella have a history, and I feel like her cashing in to beat Carmella would be a pretty good story. Mm-hmm. That being said, they're going to put the briefcase on Charlotte Flair, because that's the most WWE thing to do.
Fucking exactly. I was thinking the exact same thing. I was like, I really want them to put on Ember Moon. That would be cool. But it's going to be Charlotte Flair, just so that they can fucking have this incestual fucking title run. The title run has to be this small. It can have like 2 or 3 people in it.
Yeah, the title picture. Yeah. It's either going to be Charlotte Flair or Alexa Bliss, because that's who goes over in the WWE Women's Division. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. You must be this tall and this blonde to have the championship. That's really the more important part, is the blonde aspect, because Alexa Bliss is teeny tiny.
Yes. Oh, I mean, yeah. Fucking, I'd say more, but there's nothing more to this I'm burned out from this garbage ass card.
Yeah, we spent 40 minutes going through this card, and a lot of that was just talking about how hopeless this is. No. I was going to say maybe they pull a rabbit out of the hat, but no, it's just not. It can't happen.
It's been destroyed from its own conception. Like,
yeah. I don't know how the fuck the July pay-per-view is going to look. That's a B show before we get to SummerSlam. SummerSlam, hopefully they put something good on there, but the past few SummerSlams have been kind of eh. Yeah. It's not a lot of optimism surrounding WWE right now, which is a shame because they have a lot of talent, and it's just all being squandered.
Yep.
On that note, we'll wrap it up. We'll be back next week with some reviews. And you're going to want to subscribe. You're going to want to hit that subscribe button because I have a feeling this is going to be a good one. This is our third anniversary, or third year doing this, second anniversary doing this. Money in the Bank was the first pay-per-view we ever reviewed. Money in the Bank 2016. Wonderful show where all three members of the Shield were WWE champion in like 20 minutes. And it's been solidly downhill from there.
Oh, those were the glory days. And then Roman won.
And then Roman won. And then lost. Actually, he lost that night. And
yeah,
then,
he lost that one.
But he eventually would win.
Next week we'll have two reviews. One where we'll probably be hopeful and we'll be enjoying ourselves, and the other where I'm going to be in some sort of state.
There will be a lot of swearing and a lot of just like hopelessness, a lot of dead air where we just have our heads down and are speechless. Much like that, yeah. It'll look something like this for most of it. We won't be able to make eye contact with each other because we're too ashamed.
Yeah. I'll see the fucking the destructive, like the decapitation of Ronda Rousey reflected in your eyes through the camera.
Let's put next year's WrestleMania main event in a match with not. All right, we talked about it enough. We'll see you next week, folks.
Okay.
What a week it's gonna be.
Peace.